Okay, we gotta talk about these. So how do you recover from 2 ruptured Achilles tendons? We'll get into that real soon, but first I gotta tell you the story about how it happened. I'm Andy. I am a master cyclist and a cycling coach, and I wanted to share the story about how I ruptured my Achilles tendon not once, but twice. Here it is. My oldest son decided he wanted to play basketball, and that had me really excited because I love basketball. I played 8 to 10 hours of basketball every week throughout college and probably for the next 5 to 7 years of my life after college. So very excited that he would be playing the sport, and I immediately volunteered to coach because I really love coaching. Working with athletes to help them achieve their goals and watching them progress is something that's very satisfying to me. So the first couple of weeks of basketball practice went by. I really enjoyed coaching, was having a great time out there, and my good friend Paul invited me to go play pickup basketball with his son and his friends. So I went out there, played a couple of games, was having a great time, really loved getting back into the sport. This is a great change of pace from cycling. It's probably really good for my bone density and flexibility and mobility and all these other things that you don't really get to address when you're just spending all your time on the bike. So 2 games down, jumped into the 3rd game, ran up and down the court twice, no problem. I was feeling good. I went to set a screen on the ball, and somebody right behind me just stomped down on my right leg. And I was just in so much pain. And as I was falling, I looked behind me and I noticed that there was nobody there. Having your Achilles rupture is an injury that leaves zero doubt about what happened. By the time I hit the ground, I was 100% confident that my Achilles was torn. So that sucks. You need your Achilles for most things like walking and, well, that's the big one. Walking is pretty important. A couple days later, went to see the doctor who confirmed it was a full rupture. And to my surprise, his treatment plan involved no surgery at all. And that blew my mind. I didn't think it was possible to heal the biggest tendon in the body without slicing it open and stitching it back together. But apparently, the tendon is in a sheath, and when you get the 2 ends of the severed tendon close enough together, scar tissue forms, and then that remodels into new tendon. And I was pretty blown away by the prospect of not having surgery. So it was ruptured, and that earned me this guy. Check this beast out. So they put you into plantar flexion where your toe is just pointing straight down, and that allows both ends of the tendon over here to get real nice and close to each other. And it heals like that. It's pretty wild. But you can see I got a lot of love from a lot of friends and family signing the cast. A memorable experience, and one I was hoping not to repeat. So I actually made a video covering this in a series I was doing a couple of years ago. I dressed up my kid's skeleton and put him in the basketball sneakers, reenacted the whole thing. It's pretty funny. You should go and watch it. And then...
I'm so old.
Yeah, it just felt like somebody stepped on the back of my leg.
But that left me in a cast over the holidays, which is a bit of a bummer. But at least I got to have some family members sign the cast. After the cast, they put me into a boot, and I was all excited for this. I thought going into the boot was going to be this like transformational step in the healing process. It was going to take me from, being sedentary on my butt on the couch to like riding my bike instantly. That was a major eye-opener. When I got into that boot, I was miserable. It really hit home how long it was going to take me to recover from this injury.
How you feeling about your high-heeled boot?
I miss it. Wait, the boot or the cast?
This robot foot.
Not a huge fan.
No?
Nope.
You feeling a little attached to Pinky over there?
Yeah, I missed my cast. It was just like a nice, gentle hug.
I can give hugs.
I like hugs.
Check out this bad boy. What is this on the side?
Oh, I got the Dial Supreme. Yeah, Puncture for that.
This is a little bit of revenge when you called my robot foot a robot foot.
Yeah, but you got yours from dancing too hard.
You got yours just from being old.
Yeah, that's fair. The Achilles tendon rupture is like a 6 to 9 month recovery, unless your name is Mr. Rogers. Or Aaron Rodgers, I guess. I guess nobody calls him Mr. Rogers. Although that is a funny mental image, isn't that? Like picturing Mr. Rogers with a ruptured Achilles. Or maybe Aaron Rodgers wearing a sweater being kind to people. Anyway, the biggest issue I had during that whole process was swelling. Like that leg puffed up like a sausage. It was super gross. The swelling was very painful. It took a long time to heal, a long time to go down. But eventually I got into the rehab process and started to turn a corner, was able to get back on the bicycle very slowly. I didn't have much race success that summer, but just being on a bicycle so soon after a major injury felt like a real win to me. And by the time cyclocross season rolled around, I even managed to take the top step at my local race, which always feels really good. So now 2 years fully past my injury and back to riding bikes and having some success and having a lot of fun. And I decided, you know what? It's time to try basketball again. Our town has an over 30 league. This would be a great opportunity, again, to build some bone density, to work some muscles that don't work when I'm on the bike all the time, and to have fun because I really love the game of basketball. So I showed up for the first night. We won the first 2 games, jumped into the third game, still having so much fun. And in that third game, I flashed up for the ball, like to catch and shoot. That was always my thing. Didn't get the pass, so went down to set a screen, and right when I turned, it happened again. It felt like my calf just exploded. It was much more violent this time, and again, I knew before I hit the ground, I had just ruptured my Achilles for a second time. This time the left leg, and I was pretty upset. I had to call my wife for a ride home, and she didn't believe it. She thought I was joking. There was no way that someone can go out and play basketball 2 times in a row, and each time come home with a ruptured Achilles tendon. That's gotta be some kind of world record. We have to call the Guinness Book of World Records and find out, has anybody ever ruptured Achilles tendons on consecutive basketball games? This injury earned me this cast. Same thing, plantar flexion. Get that tendon nice and close together and just let it heal up. And for the second time in 2 years, I spent my holiday season wearing a cast. So right now, I am about 2.5 months post-injury. I'm out of the casts, I'm out of the boot, and I'm in a pair of just sneakers. Not my basketball sneakers, I've retired those. I'm really excited to get back to training. I see the doctor later this week, and I'm hoping to get the green light that I can start progressing my physical therapy and making sure I'm past that initial phase where the entire goal is to protect the injury and get to the phase where I can start to progress the muscles around it. So finally, to answer the question, how do you recover from 2 ruptured Achilles tendons? You're gonna find out. So I want to use this platform as an opportunity to not only document my recovery from this injury, but to show how my coaching methodologies and tools and techniques can be used to take someone from any fitness level, and in my case, starting at square one all over again, and get them back to the point where they can be racing or achieving the goals that they have in mind. I hope you get something valuable from it, and if there's any topics you want me to cover along the way, let me know. And if you have coaching inquiries or want to do a consultation, I do those also. The website is maxpower.coach. You can find me on the internet because that's where most people live these days. Thanks for watching, and we'll do this again sometime real soon. Sooner than like the 9 months it's been since my last video. Probably. We'll see.